special requests for practice. Anything your body needs or that you're hoping to get out of your practice, you can let me know.
A massage.
A massage.
Anybody else want one?
Yeah, you know, sometimes by the end of this class, I do feel as though I've had some kind of massage. Maybe not the one that you're thinking of, but...
No, I agree. It's definitely close.
Yeah, nice. Maybe a little bit more gentle than a massage. Carol, welcome Carol, and Isla. All right. Beyond the usual yoga tips of listening to your body, feeling free to add or subtract to your practice anywhere along the way. Even if it's not something I've guided the group to do, you can always slow things down, speed things up, change things up. Okay, and Gail, welcome Gail. And we'll pretty much just get started from there. We're gonna do some breathing. We'll settle into our practice. We'll invite some intention in, and then we'll just continue to warm the body up. Our yin practice has a lot of intention behind softening, inviting in the soft yet strong qualities, thinking like water, versus the yang energy that is more fiery, more powerful, more force. And so while water has its own way of being forceful, it is more of this going with the flow, relaxing, not working, overworking, all of it. And with that intention, we'll also be inviting in the intention of Santosha, the second niyama, which kind of roughly translates into contentment. And we'll just we'll soak that up a little bit more as we breathe and ground. Just wanted to plant those seeds for you. So we'll start in a reclining shape, a reclining chest opener. I would invite you into a typical crowd favorite of reclined Baddha Konasana with the support of a bolster, maybe some blocks underneath you. And I'll give you some other options from there too. So that looks like bolster, block. Some people like this without the block as well, maybe 2 blocks. Body lies down, soles of the feet together, making our way onto the back body. And you can do that without the blocks, just the bolster. Or if you know, maybe you're working with fewer props, maybe you just have a blanket or just 1 or 2 things. One of my favorite chest openers is to just put a light folded blanket underneath the upper back so that the arms, the shoulders can kind of open up behind that blanket. Legs could still be in bowed angle pose shape, or any other way, extend it out. And just settling into your breath in this shape. Arriving here. Letting your shoulders soften. Letting your eyes soften. Letting your jaw soften. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming closer to that connected, grounded place within yourself through your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting the shoulders open, letting the chest open up. And inviting this intention, this collective intention of santosha, contentment, into the chest, into the heart space, into those deeper layers of our being. A place within us where we can hold joy in one hand and grief, disappointment, loss in the other hand, and not grasp for the joy, not grasp for the celebration, not grasp for happiness as if it's not there, while at the same time not pushing away the shadow, the tough stuff, the grief. Being able to hold it all in a place that is neutral, can observe what's happening and be present there. Knowing that it all exists for our highest good. The more we're able to find santosha or contentment with our bodies, with our minds, with our hearts, the more connected and whole we feel within, and the more connected and whole we can show up out in the world. Take a moment to observe how you're feeling today from a place of santosha. Can you accept what's there? Can you trust what's there? Can you be content with whatever is showing up for you right now? And you're welcome to, from here, call in an intention for your practice today. A seed to plant that will grow over time. Something to receive out of your practice today. Calling in what you need with one more big deep breath in and big deep breath out. The next few breaths, you can gently blink your eyes open if they're closed. Slowly move around a little bit through fingers, through toes, through arms and legs. Reaching long overhead with a big deep breath in or a little bit side to side. If you're in the reclined shape and you have a lot of stuff underneath you, you might need to kind of push it out from under you first. You can slowly turn over to one side. If you've been seated like me, you might unfold your legs and shake them out a little bit or rock the knees around a little bit. Even folding gently or twisting gently is a nice counter stretch. We'll slowly all make our way into tabletop pose. Inhale, find a cow pose. Let the front body open. Exhale, press away, round back body, cat pose. As you do this a few more times, practice linking your movements with your breath, as if you're letting your breath lead the way to your movement. This helps to balance out the nervous system when we can move with the inhale and with the exhale. And just continue to listen and pay attention, observe how your body feels and what it might need throughout your practice today. Listening to your body, add on to cat and cow, just moving your body in different ways, like rocking side to side, pulling back to child's pose, rocking forward towards more of a back bend shape, even circling around and getting to a little bit of everything. There's no wrong way to do this here as long as it feels good in your body. You can even stop and pause along the way if anywhere needs an extra breath. We'll take about 3 more slow, deep breaths here. From tabletop pose, you can move back to a child's pose. Your knees could be together or apart. The hips could be high or low. The arms can reach forward, rest about halfway, or even reach back. Try to let the back of the neck relax. Try to let the head relax down. Come back to your breath here, feeling the back body expand, the upper back expand with the inhale. The front body soften through the exhale. Take 1 more deep breath here. Inhale as you slowly help yourself up to a seat. We'll come to a comfortable seated shape, and we'll spend a little bit more time just doing some simple neck and shoulder exercises to open up, release neck and shoulders. So you can sit however feels best for you, maybe blocks underneath the knees if the legs are tight, or sitting on top of a cushion. Legs could unfold, really whatever feels most comfortable. We'll inhale, just sit tall. Exhale, lower one ear to one shoulder, softening both shoulders down. You can add a little bit of movement, moving your head a little bit forward, a little bit back. We'll lower one hand over to the side, inhale the other arm up and over. Moving the wrist around, the fingers around both directions. Trying to keep the chest slightly rotating up towards the sky. If the neck is tight, the head might prefer to look down a little bit. We'll reach through the fingertips with the inhale. As we exhale, draw that lifted elbow down and back, just enough to feel a deeper stretch. Inhale, reach through the fingertips high overhead. Exhale, open through shoulder, elbow. Inhale, reach long, last one. Exhale, open. Inhale, pull yourself up, press with the lower hand. You can exhale, just release that hand down. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, lower other ear to shoulder, nice and slow, gentle. Breathing deep into neck, into shoulder. Adding in little movements with the head forward and back for a breath or two. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hand down. Inhale to reach the other arm up and over. Feeling free to turn the head down slightly if the neck is tight. Move the wrist, the fingers around with your lifted hand. Keep the heart rotating just slightly up, just a micro movement rotating up. Inhale, reach for your fingertips. Exhale, open elbow down and back a little bit. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, let that hand pull you up as you press with your lower hand, both arms up high overhead. Exhale, clasping your hands behind your head. You can rock a little bit side to side. Try to keep the heart rotating slightly up. Notice how both sides feel in different places. And then bring your pinky finger side of your hand, your clasped hands, I'll turn around so you can see, to the base of your neck, kind of almost even the tops of your shoulders. We'll slowly just kind of press the edge of the pinky fingers into the neck as you make your way to the base of the skull. And you'll just do a little bit of traction there. You can even kind of do a few sweeps of just gently pulling up through the base of the skull, letting your head rest back into your hands. You can do one more, two more with a deep breath. And then you can take your thumbs to the tops of your shoulders and just do some little pressure points all the way, at the tops of the shoulders, the traps, over the sides of the neck, then into the base of the skull. You can wrap your clasped hands around your head as you use your thumbs to do that gentle pulling to the base of the skull. A little bit massage for you, Terry. Do one or two more with another deep breath or two. Never underestimate what just even a few minutes of this can do to offer some release from your body from the day. We'll slowly lower the hands back down. You can shake your hands out. You can imagine kind of releasing energy from the day that your hands helped get out of your body. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. We'll come back to tabletop pose on the hands and the knees. Let your knees come about hip distance apart. Float the right leg back behind you. Bend at the right knee so your foot is reaching up. And do some circles from your knee joint. We're trying to just kind of loosen up and start to break up some of the tension and tightness that gets built up in these more common areas of the body, like the shoulders, upper back, hips, lower back. Send your right foot way back behind you, extend it back, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step it forward through your hands into a low lunge. You can slowly sink your way forward into your low lunge. You might reach for your blocks if you have blocks close by or like to use your blocks. Inhale, lift the heart just a little bit. You can deepen the stretch here. As you exhale, you can shift back toward the half splits, maybe not quite all the way. You can even keep reaching forward with your hands on your blocks. Grow long through your spine. Inhale, rock back forward into low lunge. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, sink back, half splits. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, forward, low lunge. Hold for the exhale. Exhale, shift back, half splits. Hold for the exhale. Inhale back forward, holding here now. You can press your hands into your knee and lift out of the bend in the knee. If you're feeling it on the left knee, you might add some cushion there like a blanket, or sometimes tucking the left toes under and kind of readjusting the knee can help a bit with that. You can also come down if it's too much. We'll bring hands to hips if you can, or even back, clasping hands behind the head. And we'll add in a little bit of cat and cow in this shape, so that we're inhaling as the front body moves forward. The heart can lift, the chin can lift a little bit. You might even sink forward a little bit. As we exhale, we press out of the bend in the knee. We round back body. Elbows can come together behind the head or at the hips. Rounding back, tucking tailbone under just lightly. Inhale forward, our cow pose shape. Exhale, back rounding. Do one more like that. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you round. Come back to neutral, lower your hands down. We'll tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee off of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward to meet the right, fold over both legs. You can bend the knees a little bit, noticing the difference between right and left. Take it easy. Inhale, about halfway up, half forward fold. You can take a little bend in the knees here too. Lengthen through the spine, anchor through your feet. Inhale all the way up, arms reach up high. Exhale, hands lower down. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, anchor down through your legs, through your feet. Inhale, you can let arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back to tabletop pose. From tabletop pose, float your left leg back behind you. Bend at the left knee so that your foot is reaching up. And do some circles with your left knee from your left hip joint. Small circles, big circles. Just imagine kind of starting to break up some of the tension and tightness that might live there. One or two more. We'll extend the left leg back through the inhale. Exhale, step it forward through the hands, low lunge. Grab your blocks if you like. Place a cushion underneath the right knee if you need one. Inhale as you move into your low lunge a little bit more. Maybe even lift the heart a little bit. Exhale as you sink back, half splits. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, forward low lunge. Hold. Inhale, back, half splits. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, forward, low lunge. We'll do one more here. Inhale, back, half splits. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, forward, low lunge. Pressing into your left foot to lift out of the bend in the left knee. Hands could come to your knee, to your hips. We're clasping behind the head. Inhaling as the heart opens, as the chest opens, the chin can lift. You can even sink into the left knee. Exhale, we'll lift out of that bend in the knee and round back body, elbows together, tailbone lowering down. Inhale as we open up. Exhale as we round back. Moving slow with the breath. One more. Inhaling forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, low lunge. Lower the hands down. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the right knee off of the mat. Runner's lunge. Take a breath or two here to the back of the right leg. Inhale, press into your left foot. Exhale, right foot forward to meet the left, folding over both legs. Take a deep breath, maybe move the legs around a little bit, bending at the knees. Inhale, half forward fold, hold for the exhale, ground through your feet. Inhale, all the way up, take a deep breath with you. Exhale, hands lower down. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, root down through the legs and the feet. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back, tabletop pose. Tuck your toes under. Downward dog is a shape that feels good in your body. You might find your way there for a moment. Anchoring through your hands. Paddling out the heels, maybe shaking the head a little bit yes, a little bit no. Otherwise, you might move back to child's pose or a puppy dog pose. Taking one more breath wherever you are. Lower knees down with an inhale, tabletop. Exhale, lower the front body all the way down. You can move any props that might be underneath you, out from underneath you. Hands behind the shoulders, elbows hugging in. Inhale up for a low cobra pose. Lifting just the chin, the chest, the shoulders. Seeing what back body can do without using our secondary arm muscles here. Exhale as you lower back down. Inhale, back up, low cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale up, low cobra. Exhale, release. Fingertips along the outside corners of your yoga mat, elbows high. So like your untint fingers, your spider fingers. You can already feel a different stretch here in the chest and the shoulders and the arms. Inhale up for your low cobra. If you feel really strong in back body, you might add in a little bit more lift with your arms, with your fingertips. Inhale at center. Exhale, turning your head slightly to the right as a micro movement, lowering of left shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale as you lift back up and come back to neutral. Exhale as your head turns to the left, right shoulder, just a micro movement lowers down. Inhale as you come back to neutral, lifting up. Exhale, lower back down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale as you press up through tabletop. Exhale, cat pose, round the body. Inhale, cow pose, open. Exhale, cat pose, round. Inhale, back to neutral, tabletop. Float your right leg back behind you. It can float off your mat if you like. And then slide your right foot all the way to the right side of your mat. You'll want it to line up about with your left knee. Then move your left hand over to the left side of your mat. Again, lining it up with about this left knee. Your fingertips are pointed to the left side. We'll inhale, right arm opens up here. You can reach overhead, move right fingertips around, open through the body. Inhale. Exhale as you lower your right hand down. You can see how it feels. You might even bend into the right knee a little bit to just reach your arms forward, kind of like a downward dog stretch with the legs in this shape. Take a breath. Lock the hands back in as you bring the right knee back in. And we'll lower the left arm. Take your left arm, or I'm sorry, not left arm. Take your right hand and thread it underneath your left. So right shoulder down, right ear could lower down or lower onto a blanket or a cushion or even a block. Left hand can stay where it is, or it might reach up towards the sky and move that wrist around a little bit. Breathing into shoulders, upper back. Slow, steady breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, lower your left hand if it was lifted. Press into it to sweep the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, right hand back to the mat. Inhale, float your left leg back behind you. You can float off your mat. Slide it all the way to the left side of your mat. Try to line your left foot up with your right knee. Walk your right hand over to the right side of your mat, fingertips pointing to the right. Right hand about lining up with right knee. Left arm reaches up, maybe overhead. Maybe fingertips move around. Yeah. Open the body up, take one more breath. Exhale, lower your hands back down to your mat. You can see how it feels to walk your hands forward, kind of like a downward dog stretch through the upper body. It's okay to bend into the left knee too. Draw the hands back to underneath the shoulders, left knee back to meet the right, and we'll thread the left arm underneath the right. So left shoulder, left ear down, head can rest on a blanket or a cushion or a block. Right hand can stay where it is or reach up overhead. Move wrist and fingers around. Releasing tension and tightness that might be living in the upper back and the shoulders. Slow, deep breaths. We'll take one or two more. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lower the right hand if it's lifted. Press into the right hand as you sweep the left arm back up high with the inhale. Inhale as you open. Exhale back to the mat. Come to sit back on your heels into a hero's pose. You might set this up with a block underneath you or a blanket underneath your knees even, as we set up for our toe squat, our classic yin shape. So you can move forward enough so that you can tuck your toes underneath you. You can take pressure out of our joints here, the knees, the ankles, the feet, if you move more forward towards tabletop. The further you sit back onto your heels and even lifting up a bit, the deeper the stretch can feel in the body. Sending your breath to the soles of the feet for a minute from now. The shape is designed to engage all of the reflexology points that live in the feet and the soles of the feet that connect the meridian lines that run through the body. It's like the wiring system, the deeper energetic wiring system of the body. So as we breathe here, just like with everything else, we're inviting release. We're letting go of what might be stuck, tension, tightness. Soft yet strong, helping yourself through, even if that means you need to come out. We're only taking one more breath. As you exhale, you can move forward to tabletop, counter stretch by tucking the toes or unfolding your feet back down, tops of the feet down, and gently tapping your feet out on the ground. You are sending that kind of newly awakened reflexology points a message to send that clear energy through the rest of the body. Right. Getting into another classic yin shape. We'll move forward to a Sphinx pose on the forearm. You might add yourself a little bit of support for your arms, a cushion, or sometimes even a bolster underneath the chest can feel extra supportive here, like you don't have to work so hard for it. If it's too much on lower back, you can widen elbows out or even draw the hands further back, more like a low cobra. And it's always about listening to your body, both the shapes that we were just in, the toe squat, and these yin shapes that we typically have to do a little bit of work in. And we hold them for a few minutes or, a minute at a time, a little bit longer than just moving through the shape. And one of the intentions there is to help us find that middle ground of contentment, of knowing that we have the resources to help ourselves move through the discomfort, to not push it away, but to process it in all the different ways that we can help ourselves through that tunnel of emotion. Giving us that yin strength, soft yet strong, to help ourselves through discomfort, that we can find contentment. And in our physical body, just as an example, again, that can look like coming out of the shape, doing what's best for yourself. Sometimes it's just about getting a little bit more flexible and adding some movement in, rocking shoulders side to side here. We're letting the head lower down a little bit and moving the head, the neck around. Maybe it's just about turning attention more inward towards your breath. All of these different ways we can help the physical body through the discomfort that arises in the mind or the body or the heart as we hold these shapes. See if you can let your arms do the work, let your shoulders do the work of supporting you here. And see if you can let everything else soften. Eyes, the jaw, especially lower belly, lower back. We do a lot of holding and tightening in lower belly when we're going about the yang energy, that fiery, forceful, strong energy. And when we can soften there and let the body just breathe into lower belly where it doesn't have to hold, it doesn't have to protect, it doesn't have to armor up. Tells the body that we can move into rest, digest, restore mode. Balancing the nervous system. Take about 3 to 5 more slow, deep breaths in this shape. Softening through lower belly, lower back, and the jaw. As you're ready to come out, if you don't have a lot of stuff underneath you, you can just widen your elbows out, make a little pillow for your head with your hands. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Bending at the knees, we'll let the feet reach up. Just gently rocking the legs a little bit side to side, loosening up back body a little bit. Lower the feet back down. Slide hands back underneath your shoulders. Take an inhale as you slowly press up into tabletop pose. Exhale as you counter stretch the body through cat and cow and cat-cow movements like we did warming up. Rocking around a little bit, maybe a child's pose. Or even just moving the torso around. Take a couple more breaths here, just counter stretching. We'll inhale back down to a front lying position here, like low cobra. And we'll move into a chest opener. We'll kind of counter stretch the shoulders from what we just did. So a couple different ways you can set this up. We'll let the right arm slide out to the side, palm facing down. Your head turns to the left, so your right ear is down. And you can always place a blanket or a cushion underneath your head. Left hand is underneath the left shoulder for support. We'll take the left leg up and over. The left foot might make contact with the ground somewhere. Or one way, a variation where we can take a little bit of pressure off. You can keep the arms like this, but tuck the knees in. With the knees together, you're still feeling the same stretch, but you can also deepen the stretch by opening the left knee up, placing your left foot on the ground, and closing just as much, kind of finding just where it feels right for your shoulder. Trying to find not your deepest edge of stretch, but somewhere that you can hold for another moment. So feel free to take it easy, knowing that sometimes less is more when we're looking for release. Trying not to move from that forceful yang energy, but the soft yin energy. Soften shoulders, soften chest. Breathe to where you feel it. With your breath, again, just imagine letting go and releasing tension, releasing tightness. Notice if you can soften anywhere else in your body, unclenching the jaw, relaxing the legs. Take a few more breaths on this side. As you're ready, you can start to unwind back to your front body, sliding your right arm in. Switching sides from here, letting the left arm open out to the side. Turning your head to the right, letting your right hand rest underneath the right shoulder for support. You can take your right leg up and over if that feels comfortable for you. If you want to take things a little bit softer here, I would recommend tucking the knees and even keeping them together versus letting the right knee open. You can still feel the stretch. So just listen to your body. It knows what to do. Let it guide you. Moving from the place of soft yin energy, not forceful. Breathing into tight spots here. Noticing if we can soften anywhere else in the body. Letting the jaw relax. Letting our breath just breathe freely. Seeing if we can soften the shoulder. Soften the neck. Releasing tension. Releasing tightness. Taking about 3 more breaths on this side. As you're ready, you can slowly kind of unwind back to center, drawing both arms in underneath the shoulders. Inhale as you slowly press up through table. Exhale as you round through cat pose, maybe back to child's pose. Just again, circle the body around a little bit. We'll move into a pigeon pose from here. You might send your right leg back and then draw it forward and move into a traditional pigeon pose. Right knee bent, left leg extended behind you. Maybe some prop underneath your right hip or out in front of you. Or we could go for a half pigeon, bending the back left knee. Or even a reclined pigeon on your back, right ankle over the left knee, kind of figure 4 shape. And just listen to your knee joint. If you feel any tight pain there, back off or choose a different variation. You can take your time to settle in. We'll hang out here for a few moments. Breathing into the right hip, the lower back. Anywhere else you might feel the stretch. Relaxing into it a little bit more. Following the guide of our breath. As we inhale, it's like a receiving and inviting in. And as we exhale, it's a release. It's a letting go. And this relates back to our intention of santosha or contentment. This most important system of our bodies, our life force, our breath, in every moment we're alive, is finding the balance between receiving and letting go. The foundation of our human experience is to be able to hold both. Because with even our breath, it's happening every moment. And being okay with that. Finding contentment there so that we're not grasping for the inhale as if we can't breathe. That we're not holding on to the exhale for too long. Then we won't be able to breathe. Finding the flow of in and out. Trusting the process. Trusting our resources within to lead the way, to guide us in the right direction, knowing that we have choice. It's not about letting go of all power of choice. It's a trusting of whatever shows up from your choices. We'll take a few more breaths on this side. Inviting in with the inhale and letting go through the exhale. Necessary process to move energy from the body, our physical body, tension, tightening, and all the other layers of the system. You can take one more deep breath in your Pigeon Pose. As you're ready, you can start to help yourself out, unwind and counter stretch, shaking your legs back behind you or out in front of you. And as you feel ready, you can move to the other side. Sometimes one side, one hip, one knee might need something different than the other. So you could go for a more traditional pigeon, front knee bent, back leg extended. Use props, they're helpful. Or half pigeon, taking things a little bit easier on the knee joint. Or more relaxed, reclined pigeon on your back, figure four, left ankle over the right knee. Taking your time to find your pigeon on this side, noticing how this side feels. Sending deep breaths there. Breathing into hip and knee and lower back. Anywhere else you feel it. Slowly relaxing into the shape a little bit more. Coming back to inhaling, inviting in. Exhale, releasing out. Letting your breath be a deep guide for you. Honoring that life moves in these cycles. And as we breathe, this force of our breath can move energy from the body, stuck tension and tightness, as well as the mind, the heart, spirit. Inhale, inviting in all the good stuff. Space, expansion, healing energy. Exhale, letting go, releasing what we no longer need to be holding onto. Take a few more slow, deep breaths on this side. As you feel ready, you can slowly help yourself out of the shape, on up. Counter stretching, shaking legs back behind you, out in front of you, bringing circulation back into both legs. Making your way into Shavasana. I would invite you to the same stretch that you started practice with today, chest opener. And if you want to take things a little bit lighter, you can just use a thin blanket underneath the upper back. Maybe something underneath your knees. Or any other favorite shape to rest in for a few moments. Take your time to get things in the right place, adjusting props, adjusting your body. Tucking shoulders underneath you. Relaxing the eyes. Relaxing the jaw. Slowing your breath all the way down. Feeling your body breathe against the ground. As we inhale, the front body, the chest rises. As we exhale, the body softens down. Letting go of any extra doing, trying, fixing. Giving yourself a moment here to just be. To just be with your breath and your body. Soaking up the wisdom of your practice today. All you have to do is breathe. You are always welcome to stay here as long as you desire or may have time for, without moving your body just yet. If you are ready to shift, start with simply deepening your breath into your body more. A more full, complete inhale and full, complete exhale. Sending your breath from head to toe. With those deeper breaths, you can start to bring slow, small movements back into fingers and toes, arms and legs, reaching long overhead with a deep breath or a little side to side. Keeping the breath calm and smooth as the body may start to move. Feeling free to start shifting over to your favorite side and taking a few more slow, deep breaths there. Moving slowly with an inhale, you can use your arms and your hands to help yourself gently up to a comfortable seated shape. As you get there, find your breath again. Check back in with yourself and the whole system of body, mind, heart. Noticing how things feel now. Taking this practice of santosha or contentment with how or whatever might be showing up. You can take a little bow to yourself, giving ourselves thanks and gratitude for self-care. And we can honor the teacher within each of us here, all the teachers before us, all the teachers yet to come, and our practice together and community today. Namaste. Thank you all so very much for joining me on Monday evening or Tuesday morning if you're in Vietnam.
Thank you, Kara.
Thank you, Kara.
Thank you. And
Thank you very much, Kara.
oh yeah, I'm so glad you came. And I wanted to make sure to let you guys know about my full moon ceremony that I'm hosting on Saturday. I'll be pulling out a whole bag of tricks to just really get into ceremony and connect and share with the group and soak up what is the Virgo full moon energy of really being able to show up with our gifts, with our talents, with what we were brought here to do. So yeah, feel free to sign up on Suka or on my website too.
I signed up already. I'm looking forward to it.
Yay.
I'm planning on it. Thank you.
Awesome. Have a wonderful evening. You can always let me know if you have any questions about class. Bye,
Thank
Katie.
you, Kara.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye, Louisa. Bye, Lawrence.
Have a nice week.
Sounds good.